John Bria, the publisher of Kitesurfing Magazine, and this is Shane Thompson, the head test editor for Kitesurfing Magazine. And we just wrapped a very exciting week in Hood River, Oregon after 2 years of staying at home. And we could not be more excited to be traveling. We are at the Portland airport right now, and we're going to go through the top 10 items in the videos that we just did that you should take a peek at. So let's start off in reverse order at number 10.
So number 10 is kind of a quirky item, but we thought it was kind of cool. And basically it's this new Elevate grab handle that basically the way that it hooks into your board and allows you to shift the board, and then it suctions the board down or up.
When the board's stiffer, it goes upwind better, and when it's bendier, it handles chop better. So yeah, it's two boards in one.
It's kind of cool, and you can not only use it on Elevate boards. Apparently, it works about on 70% of boards, so you can kind of make, on the fly, make your board go upwind better and change the characteristics of your riding. Number 9, the new WMFG pump, which is a skinnier double barrel pump. Very cool, considering how much different things we can pump up these days with them. SUPs, a lot of inflatable SUPs. So this one actually has 3 gauges, so it can do the full double barrel or double barrel down, just 2 double barrels down, or one single barrel down, giving you up to 30 psi out of a single pump. And it's smaller and more compact. It's not that much. Bigger.
Probably the most exciting part about that for kiteboarders isn't that it gets to 30 psi, is that when you're getting up to your 6 or 7 or 8 psi, women and younger riders that aren't super heavy can easily pump their kites up to those psi levels.
And the smoothness of it is remarkable. It actually just sinks down into the pump like on its own, which is pretty amazing. Number 8. We have Ocean Rodeo's new Big Air Kite 5-strut kite using their new Alula material called the Rise. Big Air has been a new category that's been growing in popularity with the big, massive jumps and board-offs and the competitions like the King of the Air. So it'll be interesting to see and try out the new Big Air Kite that is in that super lightweight material. Right?
Yeah, I suspect that for kite looping, we're going to be pretty amazed at the performance of kites like that when they're actually being used for foils and kite looping. When you're in slightly lighter winds and getting the kite to come back up and catch you after a big jump.
Sure.
And there are a couple other brands working on lightweight Big Air kites that we can't tell you about, but that's going to be a pretty big growing trend.
Yep. And our number 7 item is also along the same lines. The new North Orbit and the updated Navigator bar, that system that was the kite that won the last King of the Air. The North Orbit is their Big Air 5-strut kite, so that's another cool item. Jesse was there throwing down on it a couple times.
Yeah, Jesse Richmond walked us through the full North lineup, so it was definitely a high energy walkthrough of the lineup. So if you get a chance, check that out on either kitesurfingmag.com or on YouTube.
Number 6, we decided of the Ride Engine Protection vest, the series of impact vests they have, with more and more people doing the Big Air type of riding and foiling. I think having that type of option to protect yourself, from big crashes is key. And they had some really cool ones.
Yeah, the one I thought that was most impressive in that series was the one that's designed specifically for foil boarding, where they're actually using a different material that's designed to take the hard impact of like really sharp object, like a foil when it hits you.
Yeah,
it dampens the impact of a sharper object because it's a harder type foam, as opposed to the soft impact type foam that everyone had been using previously. So that was a pretty innovative new idea.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That Gary Siskar, I think, had come up with, and he showed us that in his Ride Engine tour.
Yep. That was really cool. The next one down the list,
up the list,
is the Airush, new Airush material coming out. They're using in some of their kites that are coming up called the Hokkiepa Cloth from Challenger. It's not an exclusive cloth to Airush, but it's it sounds like the exciting properties of this new cloth are going to drive kite performance in similar ways to what the Alula has done, but maybe based on what we heard from the Airush designer Clinton, that it could, bring kite performance even more advantages with that material.
Yeah, he was definitely really excited about the stiffness and the torsion control that this new material was bringing to his kite design process.
Yeah.
It's not just a lightweight, but it's going to really be revolutionary in the stiffness and the flex and
the fact that it's a woven fabric versus a like the Alula is a kind of a brand new non-woven kind of proprietary thing, whereas the woven fabric from that Clinton was describing sounds like it had properties that were even more advantageous to the twist and responsiveness of the kite. So you can get a kite that's super lightweight, as well as a seaming that they don't have to have as much seaming redesign to build the kites with this material. So
it's gonna be fun to do some head-to-head tests with all the new lightweight kites.
Absolutely. Number 4, the carved Imperator 7. John, your favorite twin tip?
I have the 6, and I take it to Cape Hatteras every year for the gear testing, and I don't usually get to ride it because the rest of the gear team steals it as soon as I put it down on the beach.
Yes.
It, in my mind, is probably the highest performance freeride board available, and it's definitely the most expensive freeride board available that I know of. So they're not cheap, but I think they're worth the performance of them. I think is worth every penny. There's like no spray. They rocket upwind. They absorb the chop really well, but they're not. They absorb the chop like a really soft board, but they're stiff and high performance. And I can't wait to try the new 7 that got stuck in customs on the way to the show. So I definitely feel for the guys that were excited to show it to everybody. But it's on our list because we know, based on the track record of that board, where this one's going to fit into the lineup.
Absolutely. Number 3, Nash's Hoverglide series of foil boards, which is so extensive, as well as their new S26 line of foils. Pretty amazing. We thought that just the extensiveness of that line and series of decks is pretty cool.
Yeah, the Hoverglides seem to really achieve that magic balance between performance and price point, where a lot of the dealers got really, really excited about that whole board line, and I think we're going to see a lot of shops carrying the Hoverglides because they've got a board that fits pretty much everybody, and at a price point that's really nicely balanced with the performance. And they look really good for this year too. I like the new graphics on them.
Number 2, the Duotone SLS and DLab series of kites. Duotone's really stepped up to the plate and really adopted new technologies to make their kites lighter and are driving new performance into the kites. And it's great to see that they have used not only the Penta material and other lightweight reducing or weight reducing technologies in their kites. So they have the SLS series, which stands for strong, light, and stiff, and then they have their DLab series, which they've incorporated the Duotone or the Alula material that was first introduced by Ocean Rodeo a couple years ago. So with those lightweight materials in their kites, definitely exciting times for kiters to try these new products. And the number 1 product that we saw long awaited.
Let's talk a little bit more about the DLab.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I think we should a little bit because it's pretty revolutionary. Like where kites are going right now, material-wise, it's as big a change as mountain biking going from aluminum to carbon bikes, and it's
absolutely.
Like it's a pretty big material change. I think some people thought it was that the Alula material might have, when it was just Ocean Rodeo that was doing it. Thought maybe it wasn't something that was going to stick around, but from talking to the guys at the show, and from having ridden the Alula material, it's here to stay, and it's game changing, and people are going to be riding in less and less wind. And
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's it's pretty cool. We both had that the 14.5 Alula, and breaking the wind barrier with your foil down to the lower ranges of 5, 6, 7 knots.
And the kite still flies in 4 knots during the lulls.
Yeah, and apparently the new DLab juice can even eclipse that. It apparently flies in 4 mile an hour or something insane. So definitely exciting times to come, and very cool. And
right.
Are you ready for number one now?
Our number one new product released at the show that had us.
Yes. So the number one new product we thought just that popped out at us was the new Phantasm series of carbon foils from Slingshot. Kind of been waiting for a series of carbon foils, and not only are they very, very refined and look really nicely finished in their carbon design, but Slingshot had like the number one selling, I think, series of foils originally called the Hoverglide series, that was aluminum, and then many people probably tried it and got into it. But the beauty about this Phantasm series is they have an adapter that will let you adapt your old Hoverglide system into the entire carbon Phantasm system, where you can, so everything is interchangeable even with their old stuff and their new stuff, so you can get new front high-end carbon Phantasm wings on your Hoverglide system if you want, which is really cool. And their wings look really, really nice, so that was our number one favorite.
Yeah, I was definitely really impressed to see the work that Slingshot's put into that lineup, and the performance that they've built into all of their foils. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, I think I've seen a lot of the people that progressed in foiling have been into the next level of foiling as you use that 633 wing. And I know that definitely advanced my riding a lot, and seeing it in the new Phantasm setup, and we got to ride the one last year, which is still the line, just an expanded lineup, and so they have that the new ones beyond that definitely look great. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, a lot of the Slingshot. A lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of the Slingshot carbon foils were subcontracted out and built for Slingshot by Moses. So a lot of the shapes that Moses had that were really popular were Slingshot designs that they were.
Yeah, so a lot of people, when I had because I would take the Slingshot, be testing the Slingshot 633, used to be called the Ghost Whisperer on the beach, and they would say, "Oh, that looks just like the Moses one." It was actually the Slingshot's wing design. It was just, I think Moses sold more of them than or there was just a lot of Moses out there in Canada anyway. But it was amazing. Slingshot definitely has some great wings, and it's a good thing to see for those that want to foil or wing or do both.
So that was our quick top 10 list that we drew up while we were sitting here at the gate for our flight to San Francisco on the way home. We probably missed some items, so we'll probably stick them into the comments below. If you have any questions about any of the gear or any feedback, or you get a chance to try any of the stuff, add a comment or ask a question down in the comments, and we'll try to get some feedback for you, or maybe have some of the team riders or even the designers answer questions that you might have there. And we're going to be posting more equipment videos, so make sure you subscribe and like the channel and hit the little notification button, which is probably right around here somewhere, or maybe over there or there. But yeah, hit the notification button so that you actually get the updates as we post the videos. And looking forward to getting onto the water and trying all this new exciting gear for 2022. It's a pretty exciting time to be a kite surfer.
Absolutely.
Oh. We need a good exit line. What should be our exit line be like?
Kite or die.
Yeah. Maybe help us come up with a new exit line for our video. Stick that in the comments below, and we'll start using it.